Hello everyone. Today we're going to see the game between our favorite Mikhail Tal and Bobby Fischer. We're going to see some love story between Mikhail Tal and Bobby Fischer pieces. So Fischer is playing as white here, and they have played total matches of 11 where the score is 4-7 by Fischer. So let's start the game. So, Fischer started with e5, the king's pawn opening, and Tal played c5, the Sicilian defense. Knight f3, pawn d6, pawn d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, pawn a6, bishop c4, pawn to e6, bishop b3, pawn b5, pawn to f4, and Fischer is sacrificing his e4 pawn. Pawn b4, knight a4, knight takes e4, and Fischer castle with the idea of pushing this pawn. Tal played g6, trying to stop the pawn push. Pawn f5, push in anyway to attack faster. G takes f5, knight takes f5, sacrificing the knight. But can Tal capture this knight? Let's see it. So if e takes f5, Fischer would have played queen d5. Now if bishop e6, then queen simply captures the rook and white is winning. And if rook a7, then queen d4, attacking both rooks, and Fischer will be winning in this position. So Tal saw all of this and played rook g8, putting the rook on this open file. Fischer, of course, played bishop d5, sacrificing itself. It's just move 13, and Fischer is playing like a madman. I was confused, is it Tal in the white pieces, and looked at the pjan again, but it was Fischer anyway. Let's see what happened if pawn captures bishop. Let's see it first, and we will continue in the real game. If pawn takes bishop, then queen takes d5, then rook a7, queen takes e4 check, bishop e6 blocking the check, and Fischer would have played bishop b3, and sadly this rook is trapped. Rook can't go to b7, queen covers it. It can't go to c7 square because of this bishop b6, so rook goes to d7, rook a to e1. Now what do you play as black here? This knight can't go anywhere since a 6 square is blocked by the knight, and c6 square is covered by the queen. And you can't move the bishop since it is pinned. This bishop is already can't move. Knight covers all the square. So black has to play something. Let's say queen c8 then, knight b6, and the rook is gone. And if you think moving queen c7, then you are in big trouble. Fischer would have played knight b6, attacking the rook. Rook d8. Knight to d5. Now in this position you have to give up the queen, or else you are getting checkmate. Let's say queen c8, then knight f6 is checkmate. Let's go back. Let's say black didn't save the rook here and captured the knight, then Fischer wouldn't have captured the rook. He will capture the bishop first. This attacks the knight and the f7 pawn. Then rook a7 since f7 square have to be defended. Then queen takes a 4 check. Rook a7 blocking the check and attacking the queen at the same time. Queen captures b4, and Fischer will be objectively winning with a pawn-up position and black have 4-pawn island. Tal saw all of this and didn't capture the bishop, so Tal played rook a7, and Fischer opens the center with bishop takes e4, pawn takes f5, and bishop takes f5. Now white has more attacking chances since black king is in the center. Let's see how Fischer do it. Tal played rook e7. Bishop captures c8, queen captures c8, bishop f4, queen ci6 threatening checkmate and attacks the knight at the same time, so Fischer played queen f3, giving away the knight, queen captures knight, bishop takes b6 attacking the knight and the rook, and a brilliant move by Tal queen c6. Capturing the rook was perfectly fine but played bishop captures knight, queen b6 check, king h1, queen captures b8. Until this point, Fischer was even with the piece down, but Fischer played queen c6 check. He rushed the move queen c6 check. Fischer should have played rook a2 e1 pinning the rook. And now what do you play as black since this pawn is attacked? Let's say rook g7, since this rook is pinned. And now only Fischer should play queen c6 check. King d8, rook d1 check. Now black have to give material one by one since king don't have any legal move. Queen d6, rook captures queen, rook d7 and queen d7 checkmate. This queen c7 move is completely not losing, but black is little better now. Here, Tal played rook d7, blocking the check. Rook a to e1 check which? Bishop e7. Rook captures f7, king f7, queen a6 check. King of e8, moving away from the check and protecting the rook at the same time. Queen d7. Now the threat is queen takes bishop checkmate. So Tal played queen d6, queen b7, rook g7, pawn c3. Even though it's a losing position for Fischer, he still want to draw this game by creating the pass pawn. Pawn a5, queen c8 check, king g7, queen c4, bishop d8, c takes b4, a takes b4, g3, queen c6 check. Tal wants to go to endgame since he is winning. Rook e4. Tal exchanged the queen. Rook takes c4, rook b6. Fischer still want this a two-pawn to promote since the promotion square is in light square and Tal got black bishop. King g2. So Fischer brings the king to the game. King f6. King f3, king a5, king e3, bishop b5, check. King a2. King d5 attacks the rook. King d3, bishop of 6, attacking the b pawn. Rook c2, bishop e5, rook e2, rook of 6, rook c2, rook of 3 check. King e2, rook of 7, king d3, bishop d4, pawn a3, pawn b3, rook c8. Now this rook threatens to win the bishop with d5 check. So bishop captures b2, rook d8 check, king c6, rook b8, rook f3 check, king c4, rook c3 check, king b4, king c7, rook b5, bishop a1, pawn a4, pushing the passed pawn, pawn b2, and here Fischer resigns the game as there is nothing to be done. Here, if king a5, then rook c1, rook takes b2, bishop takes b2, and white wins the game. Here is another possibility. If king takes c3, then pawn b1 with a discovered check and white is winning. So in this position, Fischer resigned the game. Hope you all like it. Like, comment, and subscribe to support my small channel, and I will see you in another video.